Welcome to Letters to Donna, a podcast where I read the words I still need to say to the person I'll never stop talking to. Hi, I'm Colby, and this podcast is for my best friend Donna. She passed away on July 2nd, 2025, and since then I have been writing to her every single day, the same way we used to talk, every day without fail. I didn't know what to do with everything I still needed to say, so I started writing it down. Some of these letters are messy, some of them are raw, some of them are quiet and simple, but all of them are honest. This podcast is my way of connecting with her and sharing that connection with all of you. Each episode contains a week of letters, the conversation that we would have had. And as this grows, I may share reflections on what these letters mean to me now. And sometimes I'll invite others to share their own letters, whether it's to Donna or the people they love and miss. Because grief doesn't vanish, and neither does love. Donna, today's your birthday, and it felt like this was the right time to finally start. July 3rd, 2025. The date is July 3rd, 2025. I have the day off from work, and I'm relaxing in the living room with my youngest two boys, when my phone starts to blow up. Calls, messages from our third musketeer, saying that she needs to talk to me. Now. The bottom of my stomach falls out, and I just know this is going to be bad. And about you. My first thought is that you're hurt, or in the hospital again. The second is that something happened to your mom. It never occurred to me that I would be told you were gone. I hung up the phone and called your mom, and my world was destroyed in the 4 words she said to me. Colby, I lost her. The grief, the despair from those 4 little words. It knocked the breath right out of me and scrambled my mind. I started screaming out loud for 4, maybe 5 minutes, scaring the crap out of the boys. But I didn't have the capacity to think about that at all. Jack ran upstairs to get Brandon, because even at 7 years old, he knew something was wrong. As Brandon came into the room, I just broke, hysterically crying, and I didn't really stop for the rest of the day. I kept closing my eyes, hoping I would wake up and that this would all have been some horrible dream that I would tell you about when we talked in a little bit. But that was never going to happen. You left me behind. My world feels like it's spiraling out of control and completely stopped all at the same time. I spent the day watching what people were saying about you on Facebook, and I got irrationally angry. You were my best friend. My best friend. Did these people talk to you every single day for the last 9 years? No, I did. Us. How can they say that you were their best friend? And I know it's irrational, and I know it doesn't make any sense, and I know you can be best friends with a lot of people, but I can't seem to regulate myself anymore. I'm in a free fall. And the anchor line that was you has been severed. I'm afraid to go to sleep tonight because I'm starting to have these mortality and existential panic attacks, like If you can just be gone, what's stopping me from disappearing too? And from just not waking up? I'm not doing okay. July 4th, 2025. I am so sorry. I am sorry I moved so far away. I'm sorry I couldn't be there last month like we planned. And I'm sorry I wasn't holding your hand in the end. Because God, I wish I had been. I would have sat beside you and never let go. You were my mirrored soul, my everyday person, my first call. The one who understood my weird without explanation. The one who made me laugh every morning until I couldn't breathe. You saw me, loved me, shared a world with me that no one else will ever quite understand. I know you always worried about being forgotten. It was a fear we both had. That quiet fear that when we're gone, we just stop existing. But I need you to know this. You will not be forgotten. I won't let it happen. My kids, your God kids, they will know who you were. They'll know the stories, the songs, the wild and outrageous things you would say to terrible drivers. They'll know how much you loved them and how fiercely you lived and how deeply you gave even when you should have put yourself first. I promised you this, Donna. I will carry your memory like a lighthouse in me. I'll talk to you. I'll laugh at the dumb jokes we made. And I'll try to keep an eye on your mom. Like I know you would want somebody to, because you were always so worried about her. And when I finally make my dreams come true, your name will be front and center in all of it. Because you believed in me. You fanned my fire of creativity. I miss you more than these words can hold. And I love you in a way that doesn't end even now. And I hope, really hope, that somewhere, somehow, you know all of this. July 5th, 2025. I did something for you today. I found a tattoo artist who could squeeze me in, and I got a tattoo. Your tattoo. We always talked about getting one together, like a friendship bracelet where we'd each have a part of the image and you wouldn't see the whole thing unless we were side by side. But since that can't happen now, I got one I can carry for both of us. One that puts you front and center where you belong. It's a bear, standing, proud and strong, holding a microphone, like it's about to break out into song. Your name is right across the chest, wrapped around it like a hug. And the date that everything changed, it's there too. It's not meant to mark the end, but to mark the moment I started carrying you in a different way. I even built it around our joke. You always wanted to be Batman, but you were really more like Darkwing Duck in bear form. I did warn the artist before we started that if I cried, it wasn't the pain of that tattoo. I had gotten plenty before. It was because of why I was getting it. Because I lost you. I wanted so badly to send you a picture of it when it was done, and almost did, out of habit. I could hear you laugh, feel the way you'd pretend to give me a hard time, and then tear up because you knew exactly what it meant. You always got me. And today, I needed that more than ever. I thought maybe doing this might bring some closure, but it didn't. What it did was create another thread between us, one that runs under my skin now. Everything in my life has pieces of you in it. I can't even turn on my TV because we set up profiles for when you visited, so your name is literally everywhere. There are little touches of you everywhere I look in my house. How am I supposed to be okay when you were such a constant in my everyday life and now you're just missing? But this tattoo, it reminds me you're not just a memory. I'm still carrying you. Sometimes it feels like I'm living for both of us. Singing when we can't speak. Loving harder, hurting deeper. You were my everyday person, and every day I still reach for you. I hope wherever you are, you can see this. I hope you can feel it. I miss you so much, and I love you always. Gotham still needs you to be the terror that growls in the night. July 6th, 2025. I didn't want to get out of bed today. The hole in my heart feels like it's getting bigger. But I have little ones who depend on me. And you would have yelled at me for staying in bed all day being sad. So I got up, I got dressed, but I really didn't have the energy to do anything. Still can't watch TV, so I had Lego Masters on all day. No real stories, just people playing with toys. I've been having a hard time with how other people are talking about you, though. And I know how that sounds. Like I don't want people to remember you or honor you, and that's not it at all. I do want them to see how incredible you were. I feel this weird mix of jealousy and protectiveness. Like I want to wrap my arms around your memory and say, she was mine too. She wasn't just who you think she was everything to me. And it's hard watching people post about you. I guess it feels like sometimes they're claiming pieces of you that don't belong to them. Or saying things that don't match who you really were. Or at least not the way I knew you. And maybe that's selfish. And maybe I'm just hurting. But I loved you so deeply. And it feels like that love still needs somewhere to go. So it lands here. In this tight knot of grief and fire in my chest. Feels like my heart is both broken and fiercely guarding what we had. Started posting about you too. Pictures, memories, how much I miss you. But I'm starting to worry that I might be hurting your family. And I never want to do that. I don't want to make this harder for them. But sharing you is the only way I know how to keep breathing right now. And maybe that's what it's like for other people too. You were my person. You know, the person that you would call to help you bury a dead body. They wouldn't ask any questions. They would just show up, shovel in hand, and you point them where you needed their help. That was you. You were my anchor, the one who knew the real me and never, ever left me. I hope wherever you are, you know I'm still here, holding you close. And I hope you'd understand why I feel so twisted up like this. You always had a way of untangling me when I didn't even know what I was feeling. And I miss that. I miss you. I love you more than I know how to say. July 7th, 2025. It's been 5 days without sleep. And I am so tired. My body aches from carrying this grief, and my mind just won't quiet down. I keep trying to let myself sleep, but it feels like if I fall asleep, I'll lose more of you, and I can't let that happen. The pain just keeps getting deeper, like a blade being pushed into my heart centimeter by centimeter. The upcoming trip is going to be a long one, and I don't want to do it. It's one step closer to this being real and permanent. And Donna, I'm just so angry. Not in a dangerous way, but in this deep, growling, protective, primal kind of way. I want to scream at the world. She was my best friend, mine. How dare I be regulated to just a footnote in your life? How can no one see the depth of what we had, the way we showed up for each other every single day? You were my person, my constant, my sister in everything but blood. Your mom scheduled the calling hours for Friday, so I guess I'll be traveling back home Thursday afternoon. It's going to be so hard, being away from my husband and kids, but I know this is something I need to do, so I guess I'm doing it alone. I need to stand in the place where you once were and say goodbye with my own voice, in my own way. I need to be where your laugh used to be, and I need to stand in the silence that your absence is left behind. There's a fire growing in me right now, and it's part anger, part heartbreak, but all love. I wish I could call you like I used to and just spill all of this out loud. I wish you were still here to roll your eyes and say something snarky that would make me laugh even while I was crying. You always had that gift. I'm still here, Donna, holding your memory like it's breakable and sacred, taking you with me as I go back home. I'll make sure you're remembered the way you really were, not just in polite words and obituaries or passing mentions, but as the loud, loving, badass, beautiful soul you were. I love you. And I miss you so much, it hurts. July 8th, 2025. I am on the verge of collapse from grief and exhaustion. I didn't cry as much today. I'm not sure why. Still hurts just as much, maybe more. But maybe I'm just so tired my body doesn't know what to do with the feelings anymore. But I still thought of you. I still missed you in 100 little ways. And I still loved you just as fiercely. Even on days like this, you're still with me. That matters. You still matter. July 9th, 2025. Every day, I find another empty spot where you used to be in my life. And it gets added to the pit I feel like I'm dangling over. But I need to rant for a minute. And obviously you'd be the one I'd call because you always were. So, pretend you just picked up the phone and said, "What do you do this time?" With that dramatic sigh you always gave, like you were ready for the full soap opera. This morning, my husband did something that really annoyed me. Not even something big, just one of those dumb little things that builds up, you know? And I reached for my phone, like I always used to. Ready to tell you the whole thing in ridiculous, exaggerated detail. But I couldn't, because you weren't there. And it hit me like a punch to the chest. I had no one to call. No one who would understand the tone or the background or why this tiny thing actually mattered in the moment. But you would have gotten it. You would have listened, and you would have laughed and said, "Ugh, men." And then we would have moved on, and I would have felt better. I miss that. I miss you. I miss knowing I had you there for those small moments. Even the numb, petty, everyday stuff feels heavier now, without your voice on the other end of the line. I just needed you this morning, and I'm still trying to figure out how to carry all of these little things without you.
That's the end of week 1. Now for today. Donna, today is your birthday. So this one is for you. Happy birthday. I love and miss you.
You were the light I could always find, even in the blackest nights of my mind. Now I'm talking to shadows, hoping they'll speak, but the silence is sharper than anything I bleed. Every breath feels like it's breaking me. Every day's a war I didn't choose. I'm still reaching for you in the dark, but the dark just swallows the truth. I'm hollow in the fire, burning from the inside, screaming for a voice that the grave still hates. I can't heal, I can't breathe. You're the ghost in my veins, and I'm drowning in the ashes of your name. I keep the letters like a shrine in my chest. Every word's a wound that will rest. My hands shake like they're still holding yours, but they close on air, and I'm left with the war. Every smile is a fracture in my skin. Every sunrise just burns a little more. I'm still chasing the light you left behind, but I can't find the door. I'm hollow I could always find. Now I'm lost in the dark you left behind.
Thank you for listening to Letters to Donna. Join me next week for more. And Donna, I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Letters to Donna is a Soul Punch Studios production. This episode was written, produced, and mixed by me, Colby Lino. Theme music by Joshua Lino. Hollow in the Fire. Lyrics by Colby Lino. Music by Joshua Lino. Letters to Donna is a personal podcast based on lived experiences and reflections. Names and certain details may have been changed or omitted for privacy. This podcast may contain discussions of grief, loss, and emotional distress that could be difficult for some listeners. If you're struggling, please consider reaching out to someone you trust or a professional for support.